Set very similar to what you're talking about. It's a good, I don't know, it's a good fit.
I've been using Avray a lot more just because my kid has stolen a lot of dice from my pile, and I just can't find them all. So I don't. I have like three sets, but none of them are complete.
She hasn't stolen the cheese dice, has she?
Let me count. Actually, no. I do have that. I got that one. I just can't see what I roll.
Yeah, I should have gone over the numbers with the Sharpie before I gave those to you. It is heavy shit to read.
I commend you guys for being able to use, just whatever strikes your fancy. I too have several sets of dice, but I am OCD as fuck. Like I can't just like one red D6 in my set of like gray. I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm distracted all night. Like I can't do it. I gotta use the full set. Even if it's like 2 or 3 sets, I will use just the, stand. I even separate them in my little like dice box or whatever, when I roll them, my OCD takes control sometimes.
Oh, I'm right there with you, man. I have several sets of die, but like I only use certain ones specifically at certain times, and like I keep them set up a certain way in my tray or on my desk. Like I'm very uh over the top with it, I would say.
I know I'm a little sad because like the set that I use for Blade like is missing. I'm literally missing the D6, and I have no fucking clue where it is. My OG set.
Oh wow, I didn't realize. Logos, you're early by about 45 minutes. Very nice, very nice.
I was trying not to throw off the feng shui of the group. I literally was waiting until Gladiator joined, and then I joined right after him.
Well played, sir. I didn't even see you sneak in there. Well, since we are thusly assembled, let's go ahead and start with this recap. Last session, can I just say, most games that start with like a combat, man, those are easy recaps. Those like, I don't have to try half as hard for notes. Anyway, recap. Last session began as the sands of justice stepped within a partially flooded and mostly destroyed dormitory within a now corrupted temple of Farlong. And as they did so, a party of green slads, cloaked in invisibility, rained fire down upon them. The party handily defeated this batch of slads, and as it became clear they were not going to be victorious, the enemy surrenders. After some questioning and binding and an outright slaying, the party, prisoner in tow, are led deeper into the temple towards the Masters. Led to what was once the main chapel room of this temple, here, aside from some destroyed furniture, a corrupted altar, and a hole in the floor filled with dark black undulating vines, the Master stands before them. A death slod, accompanied by a pair of grey slod, briefly parley with the party. The Sluddy, sensing the hostility within the party, attempt to leave via plane shift. A clutch counter spell, however, sees that the Death Slod remains while his bodyguards magically return to their home plane of existence. Taking advantage of this, the Sands of Justice, in a quick, precise, and unified attack, destroy this Death Slod, and that is where we are now.
Sean, would the slots be considered humanoid?
You know what? They are kind of humanoid. Let me double check. Of course, I put my monster man anyway.
I think they're probably considered aberrations.
Yeah, he's correct. He's correct. They are considered aberrations.
Okay, in that case, I want to cast the Summon Shadow Spawn, which is going to give me a servant. Yeah, a shadowy spirit. For this, I'll call it Fury. And then all I wanted to do is go pick up that box that the slot slid over. And from the other end of the room, have it open it.
Okay, first of all, that's a new spell for me. Can you hit me with some language on that? What does that entail? I don't recall that one. That might be the first time you cast it in this campaign.
No, this is the one I asked about finding the tears inside a gem worth at least 300. It's casting time 1 action, range 90 feet, duration up to an hour. Call forth a shadowy spirit and manifest in an unoccupied space that I can see within range. Uses the shadow spirit block, which I have from the spell. When I cast the spell, choose an emotion: fury, despair, or fear. Creature resembles a misshapen biped marked by the chosen emotion, which determines certain traits. So if I use it to attack or something, disappears when it drops to 0 or when the spell ends. It's an ally to me and my companions, shares my initiative count, and takes its turn immediately after me. Obeys my verbal commands, no action required by me, and if I don't issue, it takes the dodge action.
Oh, very nice. Okay, yeah. So your shadowy servant kind of picks up this small box, similar to something you might keep a piece of jewelry in, drifts across the room and opens it. But alas, Locris, everyone in the room, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
+5. I'm assuming we're still relatively close together.
Yeah.
Ooh, dirty 20. Oh, wait, dirty. No, 22. Sorry, I forgot about the +5.
With the +5, 25.
23.
Oh no, wait, 26.
God damn it, 19.
Well, hot damn, Logos.
17 for Logos.
I think he said 50 for Logos because we know his wisdom's probably +10 at a minimum.
Okay, excellent. The DC for this particular save was actually 20. So keep in mind that Logos and Blade have failed, and we'll get to that in a minute. Opening this little box quickly, the room kind of dims even further, even though it was already a fairly dark room. This smoky like tendrils erupt from this box and find their way to each of you. This smoke induces a very vivid hallucination. So, let me actually, I drew a visual aid for this, so I'm going to snap a pic real quick and drop it into the feed. Give me just a sec, fellas. So, this hallucination, you guys see immediately this comet sailing through the air. Now, this, or not the air, rather, the astral plane. White, it has a long white tail, and you're seeing this, but it occurs to you you're seeing it through someone else's eyes. As the vision kind of becomes clear, you are on another world entirely. Beings you do not recognize, creatures you are unfamiliar with. And as you watch this star, this comet streak through the sky, everything around, all of the life, but more than that, it seems time itself, everything freezes into place. This comet, this meteor, this shooting star, it approaches this world, this realm, and it seems to hover in place. A quick flash, and you all see several of these purple crystals placed in various positions in various realms. And you don't know how you know, but you just know that these crystals are acting like an anchor to a ship. It allows this comet, this shooting star, to enter the atmosphere and remain still, exuding its influence. And the influence seems to have frozen everything, not only the people, but time itself. Birds frozen mid-flight, people gazing at this star, others going about their day-to-day. And it is amongst this frozen world that you see a cloaked individual. A black cloak is all you can see, similar to death, but instead of carrying a scythe, a sickle hangs off of a black cord. And this being, this what you can assume to be God, walks among this frozen world. He reads every book, not just in a library or two. He reads every book in every library, in every realm and continent and country. He goes beyond this. He walks deep in the forest and deep in the caverns to the forbidden and unknown places. He examines every creature, both civilized, wild, etc. He learns everything he could possibly learn in a lifetime of millennia with this frozen, unmoving world. And this death-like individual eventually seems to be lonely and bored.
Sean?
Did I cut out again?
You cut out at the word frozen.
For like 10 seconds and then came back in.
10 seconds. I don't know if it was that long.
I thought time froze.
I don't know what was up, but my Discord just popped up with like a not responding thing. So let me just tinker with this for a second. Skadoosh. Okay. All right. Hopefully, won't be fucking around.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. Time froze, and then you froze. We were all.
I really thought he was getting into character.
All right, I'm going to try to disconnect and reconnect just in hope that it clears it up right away. So give me just a sec. Boosh. Okay. If it goes down again, let me know. I'll just switch to my cellular device or something. Okay, so as this world is froze, this individual, like I said, he goes through everything you could possibly do to a frozen world. He reads every book in every library in every country in the land. He ventures to the deep and unknown wild places. He inspects every creature, every animal, every plant, every being. He is meticulous, and with a millennia upon millennia of time, this death-like cloaked individual just absorbs all the information possible on an entire realm, an entire world. So, after some time, this frozen world, frozen not only with cold, it seems, you see ice build up and cover the entire world, but also in time, birds frozen mid-flight, and etc. This dark god, lonely as he is, reaches into the chest of some humanoid that you're unfamiliar with on another realm, and from it he pulls like a glowing orb, this glowing essence. You're not sure how you know, but you know that it is something equivalent to a soul. He takes this essence and jams it into this hunk of iron, and this twisted, gnarly hunk of iron begins to creak and groan, and eventually comes to a standing position. It's almost like iron-like humanoid. It's almost as if it was a battery. The eyes glow, and it obeys commands, but essentially is a servant. It is a lifeless piece of machinery, no emotion or anything that resembles anything of its old life. It seems that the soul is forever bound to this chunk of iron as a servant. And so this dark cloaked individual roams this frozen wasteland that he has anchored his star to, and he does this exact process over and over and over again. And you see him build tens of thousands of these machines, these subservient robot-like creatures that follow him and do his bidding. And after he has consumed all of the knowledge and gathered all of the souls that he could possibly put his hands on, this cloaked individual returns to this shooting star, this comet, frozen in time and space, just like the planet, this other world, this other realm. And in a flash, it shoots across the sky and continues moving onward through the cosmos. And you see this happen time and time again. It's a different world every time, but every time this creature, this cloaked, death-like deity absorbs all of the information that he can about architecture and literature and culture, but eventually, essentially consumes the entire realm, down to the last man, woman, child, and beast. And when he leaves nothing but a frozen in time and ice world behind in his wake. You guys see hundreds, if not thousands of worlds left in this way by this wake of this comet. And with that, a quick flash, and you guys all return to the present. A vivid hallucination, but alas, back to your bodies and aware. Now, Blade and Logos, failing that wisdom saving throw, while your friends definitely seem rattled by this mass hallucination, they did not seem to have any other side effects. The two of you, however, take 50 points of necrotic damage.
Right.
Oh, that's not so bad.
And what else?
Oh, thank God I healed myself before this moment.
Do you guys remember eating anything strange? I think I'm seeing shit.
Blades down.
Wait, really?
I'm fucking with you. No.
Oh man.
I think the black moth thing that was in this church is fucking with us.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that sounded or that looked exactly like what the death slot was saying was coming, and it does not. It looks way worse than it sounded. It sounded pretty bad, but god damn.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Wow.
to find a way to cancel that.
Yeah, I
Oh.
mean, anyone think this might be just a little bit above our pay grade? I mean, we gotta tell someone about this, right? Like,
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, this is the kind of thing that we call all our friends in for. It's about time we start reaching out to, you know, people back in Hordenshire and oh fuck, that's a lot to take in. I mean, the slot did say that there's a series of crystals that have already been activated, so we've managed to get one of them. But
Oh,
how do we find the others?
well, we're going to the Feywild to find Locus's dad, so we can look for the one there. And tonight, I'll reach out to Dressic and see if he knows anything about the one in the Shadowfell.
Hey, Gladiator, do you think a world-ending cataclysmic event would be enough to get Mirneth and those the Silver Queen sons into the fight?
Well, Miramath's dead twice,
Oh,
maybe
is
three
she?
times.
I forgot.
yeah,
Yeah,
What about her
you don't
son?
remember, like way back in the tower.
We kill a lot of things, to be
Oh,
fair.
that's fair.
and
We do have quite the list at this point.
there's only
We
one.
killed her. We killed her. Amorphous brought her back. We killed her again. I brought her back. And then she disappeared.
But no, there is one son left. What was that? The hammer? Is the hammer the guy who's left?
Oh
Still
yeah,
alive?
that's right.
Yeah.
Didn't you send into another dimension or something?
He's banished or something.
We
We
killed
were in
the other two
Shadowfell.
sons?
No, we killed. No, one son got killed by Miranith for challenging her.
Yeah.
I don't remember if the other son was dead, but Hammer was in Shadowfell. So when I banished him, he came back to this realm and stayed like a good little bitch.
Wasn't it like the spear, the hammer, and the book or some stupid shit
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, the spear, the hammer, and the book. One of them I know is for sure dead. Like Loker said, he tried to take over from Marinette, and she didn't like that very much. The hammer is still alive. I'm guessing back in um
I wouldn't be surprised if he ran away from Hordenshire with it becoming unsafe for his family there now that the queen is dead and Marinith is dead. And
I mean, we haven't really looked into it. For all we know, the people themselves could have strung him up. We did sort of topple his entire regime.
yeah, that's a good point. Um, shit. So we need to figure out how long we have until that thing is here because going into the Fey realm, time gets a little funky. So if we go into the Fey realm, we could come back here and just everyone's dead, soulless
Fair point.
robots.
what we need to do is we need to see if we can get a series of messages out, get word to Headmaster Dorf and a handful of other kind of key people across a series of different places, and at least warn them. So if we don't come back in time, they at least have a fighting chance, or maybe they can locate some crystals.
Yeah, we can message the headmaster Iguana at the magic school there in Hordenshire,
Yeah.
and the priest who's with Teliana, working to save the graying up there in Borsland. And then Blade can reach out to his boyfriend and can get Brightwood going.
And reach out to Valinor too, because he was going back to. He was going back home to, try and help rebuild.
Wasn't
So
there like a pirate mercenary group too, as well, or something like that, that was run by Morpheus that may be available now that he's dead?
wasn't there?
Oh, wasn't there? Yeah, like, wasn't that halfling we picked up? Ariel?
Oh, you mean the one that Logan's kidnapped?
The one that kind of had a crush on me. Yes, that one.
Oh, I hadn't thought
I
about her in ages.
did not kidnap that child. She was. I don't even remember what happened, but I know it was
She wasn't a
just fine.
child; she was a full-grown
That's
woman.
and you don't
That's
say that.
racist.
Was she now?
She was.
Then I stand by what I did.
Oh,
All right.
Christ.
Well, at
It-
least we left with good terms, so we could reach out to her and Headmaster Dorf and Tilanara and Zariatal, and yeah, we better get word back. Let them know their temple's cleared, and get the message out before we head to the Fey Realm.
can't one of you guys talk to dead people?
Yes.
Do you think we can maybe convince this death sled to give us a timeline? And he just kind of nudges the completely eviscerated that we all laid into.
I mean, I could try. I don't know how it works with the whole telepathic mind thing.
Yeah, I mean, it still has a mouth. Maybe it just prefers to talk with its mind and still can talk with its mouth. I don't know.
Yeah, it's clearly spoke common.
Well, I mean, it's worth a shot, right? It's really our only lead on how to find out when this thing is going to be here. Unless we find that fucking that one guy who stole all my magical items with the cards, but we have no idea where he is.
He went to go play with Nerul. That
Yeah, and
fuck.
also, wasn't there like someone who made a house disappeared and stole Renwick's money or something like that?
Yeah, that was the backseat.
That was a chaos god.
Oh yeah.
What do you think they'll help?
Didn't he show back up and fuck us up another time? He came back as something else, if I'm not mistaken. He makes me paranoid. I don't trust anybody. He kind of eyeballs Blade.
Hey, I mean, since we're talking of allies, why don't we go and try to recruit that aboleth?
Fuck yeah, but we should recruit Enid Logus. We're kind of like tap Renwick's tentacle. We should recruit that damn Kraken that almost killed us.
Well, that's a fair point. Not really sure what he could do, but never hurts to ask, right?
If we'd only had Aloysius here.
Yeah, look, Chris, do you think this means that there's a crystal in Shadowfell, or was that the crystal that we already found?
They mentioned the crystal being in Shadowfell. I don't recall if we saw one or not. Mostly because the voice in my head has a horrible memory.
Didn't we come across the crystal while looking for Amorphous? I remember it being some kind of crystal that when you damaged it hurt your god.
Uh, I mean, it might have been the same crystal. I don't know. Could have just been a different weird magic crystal. Well, Locust, do you want to maybe try and see if you can talk to this frog demon thing?
Oh, in the words of every person with the initials DM I've ever spoke to said, I could try. Fucking phone. All right. Locust will go up to the death slot and breathe out his dark magic from his mouth and see if he could cast Speak with Dead. The parameters of the spell says corpse of my choice, and it must have a mouth and can't be undead. So how you want to play that? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll allow it if you want to breathe a bit of life back into this aberration's dead body in order to interrogate him further. Sure.
So I'll do that, and then I'll slap him and say, "Wake up!"
Air returns to his lungs, and his facial expression changes from limp and dead to at least somewhat there, struggling to breathe.
All right, I get 5 questions. I
Locust,
can only do this once every 10 days. So
Locust, tell him that if he doesn't answer our questions, that we won't answer the final question, and he'll be stuck in this state for eternity.
Wait, you can only do this
Problem.
once every 10 days?
no, I can cast Speak with Dead whenever I want. However, the spell fails if the corpse was the target of the spell within the last 10 days.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I never heard the parameters of that, but okay, yeah, makes sense.
No, that way you can't have like a 5-hour discussion and play 20 questions. You literally get 5, and then you got to take the skull with you and cast it again after a few days.
Noted.
Now, the problem with your idea, Lucas, is that it doesn't learn anything new. It only knows what it knew. It's not the actual slot, it's just slot-ish. So it's not going to care about an answer to a question it ever had.
Yeah, but he can refuse to answer the question, can he not? And what happens if you don't ask the 5 questions that you ask 4 and leave him? Does he stay like that?
No, the spell only lasts 10 minutes. It was that stupid play where somebody got the spell wrong, so it was funny, but it was definitely inaccurate.
I guess the first question would be what Gladier wanted to know, how long till the death god gets here.
All right, Death Blood. How long before Nayrul is supposed to reach here?
With a cough and a bit of a wispy voice, he calls out to you, the king of all gloom comes and goes when he pleases.
Well, that was about as helpful as a toothache.
Days, months, years, decades. It's all the same.
Should we find out if there's just one crystal in the material, one in the Shadow Bell, and one in the Faerun, and or if there's multiple?
Well, I mean, he could have been lying, but he did say that the Nehru already has a lock on us, so crystals have served their purpose. Other than, I mean, I guess poisoning the land. That is what brought the disease here. So disease could be elsewhere too if you want to just take them out. But as far as stopping Nehru getting here, I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference whether the crystals are active or not.
I'll look at the slide. Have the crystals served their purpose, or are they still being used for something?
Both.
Okay, so they still do shit. What do they do?
Aside from bringing the Reaper of Flesh, once activated, they act like an anchor, allowing him to stop rather than just fly by.
Oh.
So yes, that is useful information.
Yeah, so we should definitely destroy them there.
I guess the two questions I think would be most important, and if anybody thinks of a different one, speak up. How many are here, and how are they destroyed?
Is that your official question? Because that sounded like two
No.
questions. Okay, let me know.
I'm posing it to the group, which is why I specified, to slide. I'm asking the group, are these the two questions I should ask, or is there one that would be better than one of those?
Do we know where they all are?
No, we just know that's why it'd be helpful to also know how many there are.
I mean,
Yeah.
asking how to locate them would be pretty clutch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because then we wouldn't need to know where they are, how many there are. We just keep locating them until we can't
Yeah.
locate.
How many and how do we locate them? I think would be
So,
pretty solid combo.
does he have a message for his next of kin? Please we come across them.
That's flawed. How many anchors are there? Where can and how can they be located?
The hater of life's anchors are 5 pieces that make a single crystal shard. However, the king of all gloom does not share all his secrets with me. I know only of the one.
Alright, so we got one here, which means there's 4 elsewhere that we don't know.
Yeah. And he didn't really give us a way to find them, so my guess is they don't know at the very least, or you can't just track them like a GPS.
And this is why we put the word out to our friends in high places.
Alrighty, so I mean that's all 5 questions, right?
Yeah, the breath leaves the slod, and he is a corpse once more.
Alright, well,
So we just have to figure out how to destroy them, but we might be able to get that from an alternate source. And if not, I'm going to chop off his head and take it with. And after 10 days, I can ask him again.
Can I walk up to the crystal that's here, and God, how can I? Okay, do I have anything to try and detect? What the fuck to do? I don't even know how to even fucking investigate this. Wait, do I have detect magic? No, I have dispel. Well, I can try to dispel magic on it. Feel like it might be a little higher than a third level spell, though.
Or can we touch it? Can we grab it? Like, can we throw it in the hole?
So yeah, I mean, it's sitting on an altar, and like I said prior, there's these decanters of endless water, and they are angled at such a way where water seems to be flowing over the crystal. Now, this water rushes over the crystal, spills onto the altar, and then spills onto the floor. The whole room that you guys are standing in, you're standing in about an inch of water on this concrete floor. But in the several feet in front of the altar, it looks like the stone floor has been smashed and dug up to reveal natural earth. And this water flows into this little pit, and in this pit are dozens upon dozens of these black undulating vines. So tell me how you proceed.
I tell my shadow spawn to go grab the decanters and the crystal.
The decanters move freely. However, the shadow spawn is not able to move the crystal. It is either very heavy or magically locked in place.
I'll glitter will walk up to the crystal and put a hand on it, see if anything happens.
Locust will move about 35 feet back.
You put a hand on it. It is warm, strangely warm. And, I'm not going to make you burn like a divine sense or anything, but you definitely get a sense of powerful evil emanating from this crystal.
Ooh, yeah, I think like a shiver runs down his spine. And seeing that nothing happened when I touched it, try to pick it up, take it off of the altar.
With that, Gladier, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. All right. It's a 22.
With 22, you grab this crystal, and it's almost like it's fighting you, almost like it's trying to stay like magnetically stuck to the altar, but your determination outweighs it, and you do wrest it from the altar. And at this moment, a flash of white light tries to illuminate the room, but alas, the darkness overcomes. But yeah, when you remove this crystal, a flash of bright white light happens ever so briefly. But you have the crystal in tow at this point.
Has anything about the crystal changed since I've removed it from the altar and the water's no longer pouring on it? Or is it still just glowy, purpley warm?
Give me an investigation check.
I'm famously good at those. That's a 2 on the fucking die. for a 7. Oh, I have a +1. I forgot about
It has some sharp, jagged edges, and it seems to pulse almost like it has a heartbeat. And but yeah, aside from that, nothing seems to have changed.
Huh. Well, now what? I mean, what do we just take this with us? Do we?
I assume that the smart bet would be to take that to someone who's maybe a little bit smarter than us. I mean, we're good at killing things, but we're not very bright.
All right.
I do have an ability that I can identify objects, but I don't know if that would be useful.
Well, I mean, any insight is better than no insight.
Blade is going to walk up to the crystal, but before I do so, I'm going to chug a greater healing potion.
I'm
Good
gonna
call.
I'm gonna cast bless on I can cast on 3 people. I'll cast bless on myself and Blade and the next closest person to the crystal.
Anybody want dibs on that, or?
I think Logus already said he like moved 35 feet away, so he's probably not close. So I guess
Locris would probably still be in the mix.
yeah, I'll give it to Locris and gesture for Renwick to back up about 10-15 feet as well.
And he will
And we'll
certainly
take
back
it.
up. He'll go back there with Locust and get behind him.
All right, excellent. Preparations in place. Blade, what are you casting? Identify.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this will 100% work. It just says you can choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. So I'd have to touch this for 1 minute. But if it's a magic item or some other magical imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, or I think it's more for like an item or how many charges it has. But I just wasn't sure if that would help at all.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so you take a moment to get familiar with this crystal and flow your magic into it. So I dropped a pick in the feed. The Blade, the center circle is going to represent the material plane where this crystal that you have in your hands. Kind of mirroring the material plane to its immediate right and left would be, well, to the left is the Shadowfell, a realm you somewhat recognize if you have been there before. To the right is the Feywild. Legends and lore speak of this great bounty of nature, and you can kind of tell that that is kind of how it is split. But also, high above and below these 3 realms seems to be another shard of this crystal. Somewhere in the higher planes, for instance, you don't know exactly where, but for instance, the Fields of Elysium would be one of the higher planes, the realm of Pelor. And also, it appears to be in the lower planes. And the lower planes would be places, like the Abyss or the Nine Hells. You're not sure. But essentially, this piece of crystal is one of 5, and it, while this comet, this meteor, this Death Star, if you will, when it comes rolling up to your realm, it will be able to exude its influence greatly. If these anchors are left in place, it will be allowed to stop and exude its influence indefinitely. You know that if you destroy these anchors, the comet will still come, but it will pass through, the sky rather than be able to anchor itself proper. The repercussions of this, you're not sure, but it seems to be pointing you in the right direction. On top of that, with your identify spell, this item is directly tied to the sickness of all of the people in Xanathia, including Logos's mother. As long as this pulse, this kind of like heartbeat, continues in this crystal, the people and the land will remain cursed. It is not the chaos phage or the curse of these Sladi. It is the curse of Nerul himself. And you see that he does this so when he arrives, he has an immediate source of power. Like he is coming to consume this crystal, and by doing so, consumes all of the life forces that he has affected thusly. It would appear that destroying this crystal would immediately alleviate the damage to the land and its people.
Wow. Okay. I just looked to the party and I'm like, I got nothing. No info.
I believe him.
No, I'll pass the information along. I'll just be like, we need to destroy these crystals immediately. From what I gather, there is one in the higher and lower planes, one in Shadowfell, the Feywild, and one in the whatever is it, the material plane world?
Yeah, prime plane, material plane, prime
Okay.
material plane, whatever.
Whatever. But it seems like that there's one in each of these locations, and that this very crystal is a curse, and all of them, and it's directly tied to your mother, Logos. It isn't the Slod, but Nerul.
All right, so we have the crystal for the material realm right here. Don't know if it could be destroyed, but we at least have it. Again, we're going to the Feywild, so we'll have at least an opportunity. And I'll reach out to Jurassic if anybody remembers anything about where we saw a crystal there, see if he can find it. I bet you Amorphous was one of his puppets. And a higher plane, and I'll pull out the map to see if I could figure out what higher plane it could be. And a lower plane, and Renwick, didn't you say that when you drew one of those cards, you saw some demon that just, I don't know, seemed to hate you for some reason?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I did something to piss him off. I'm not entirely sure what. Something to do with that card, but yeah, he's probably hunting me down right about now.
Maybe if you ask him for an invite, he'll take us there and we could find it there.
Looking through the notes, the crystal that we saw in the shadow, Shadowfell, it was a small red crystal, and that's what Jurassic was trapped in. Unless there was another one. That's all I'm seeing so far.
That's the only one I could think of. I didn't know if they were talking about a different one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wait, no.
Should we finish playing Exterminator? I think that room with the library has some more friends in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea. Um, I mean, we have feel like a good, solid start to the plan. Figure out how to destroy this crystal, reach out to contacts in the different realms and see if they can figure out where the other crystals are. And we're going to the Feywild. We can find the one there and destroy that one. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's a long shot. I know he's not like a. Unless we know another like high level cleric or. Sorry, not high level. We don't have levels in this world.
What
Extremely
level?
powerful. But a Valinor
Experienced.
experienced cleric. Do we know any experienced clerics? Or if not, I can ask Valinor to see if. I mean, it's a long shot, but maybe he can try and communicate with Prey to Paylor and see if figure out some way or some sort of sign to discover where on this higher plane this other crystal might be. Or I can try too. I don't know. I mean, it's just all
Well,
hands on.
I mean, isn't Tilinara working with Bo still? Wasn't Bo like head of the clergy in one of the towns we were in? I mean, he
Oh
and Tilinara are the ones that are curing everybody with the Allcaster.
yeah, yeah. We could ask him.
Maybe Dr. Tilly as well.
All right, so we got messages to send. Should we just try to whack this thing and just maybe hit it real hard, see if it breaks, or do you think maybe that'll just blow us up and kill us all?
Let's take it to
I
somebody with a bit more arcane knowledge.
Yeah, I have a feeling with the power that it has, it could destroy this whole town, or it could be indestructible, or it could do absolutely nothing and break just fine. But if you want to test that, I'll be in the Feywild first. Then you can try.
All right, fair enough. Um, all right, so what's our first move? Do we kind of bring this to someone before we leave for the Feywild?
Well, it sounds like we have another room to clear before we can tell everybody that they can come back to their temple.
Oh yeah,
After that, we get back to town. We use our connections to get word out to everybody that we can that Nayrul is coming and that we're on the hunt for these crystals.
Yeah,
And
I figure if
hopefully,
the
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, see if the dragon guy knows something and tell Logus's mom that she better keep up on her potions before it takes her.
yeah. All right, so yeah, let's clear out this fucking other room. Sorry, Blake. What was that?
No. I was just so I'm just kind of like looking at the crystal. How big again is the crystal itself?
It's kind of a rough shape, but it's I'd say basketball size. It's a two-hander for sure. It's quite large.
Glader palmed it.
I mean, unless you'd rather bash our foes over the head with that, do you want to put that in the portable hole?
Yeah, I think someplace that's secure would be a good idea. Well,
I don't think Gigabraltar could do much damage to it.
yeah, all right, yeah. Let's put this in the portable hole. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. This is some fucking dark mojo jojo mumbo shit. I don't know. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
I'll go ahead and throw down the hole.
Okay, yeah. As you guys place this crystal in the portable hole and begin to pack up, everybody give me perception checks.
Glader's gonna take out a spare cloak. I think I have like traveler's clothes or something. And I'm gonna wrap the crystal up and maybe take a bit of rope and like tie it around so like the cloak stays on it. Just I don't know. I'm worried about it. One, shattering and possibly exploding inside of a pocket dimension, and two, also like maybe not touching stuff because it seems to corrupt. So just
Okay,
wrap
yeah.
it in.
Probably a good call.
A corrupt Gigabrother? Holy shit.
That'd be fucking metal. Perception checks. Famously. Oh, wait, no, I have advantage. Shit. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I rolled a 5, realized I had advantage, rolled again for a natural 1. So that's a 6 perception. I don't see anything. Very focused on swaddling this death crystal.
Okay, I got a 16 from Wenrick, 22 from Blade, Logos, Locris. Perception checks?
Mine was the 11.
I got a 19.
Okay, Blade, you seem to be the only one that notices. When you put this crystal into the hole, you see a beam of light, and then like a second one. Like it's almost like just like a sparkle, just ever so briefly, ever in the corner of your eye, and you see that light tries to retake the room briefly, just like these little sprinkles, these little sparkles. But alas, the darkness seems to be too much. Also, when you put it in this hole, the pits with these black vines, they seem to they're always undulating, but they are undulating at a much more rapid pace, almost like a heartbeat at this point.
Does anyone else notice those vines moving? A little more.
Oh shit! Yeah, maybe we should get the fuck out of here.
Or do you have any radiant powers there? See if that does something.
I've got you. And Renwick loads one of his bolts in his crossbow, and you see the name Sophia inscribed on it kind of lights up with this almost like golden glow, and then the bolt begins to shine, and he'll fire a radiant bolt down into the vines and see if it reacts.
I'm gonna say go ahead and give me a religion check. You can each make your own, or one of you can give the other advantage.
It's a 9 for me.
Whoever's smart advantage, because mine's not great.
I have a +9.
Yeah, I'll give advantage to someone. I got a +2.
See, it never gives me the higher, just says KH1. There you go. All right, 25. Religion.
With a 25 religion check, you see radiant. This radiant bolt strikes this undulating mass of vines, and it sticks and it glows, but not with the typical radiant force that you have seen this very crossbow release, but something lingers, something clings to the holy radiant energy, and as it does so, one of these vines just plops over the bolt, smothering the light and the bolt itself, undulating and beating, now very, very similar to a heartbeat.
Oh, from what I can tell, these things seem to just swallow the light. Not really sure there's much we can do to it. This might be a job for the druids.
Well, I think we're also taking its, life force away. This crystal was making these things happen. Maybe us removing it and distancing it from the vines is making them freak out a bit.
Well, I mean, in the end, our job is just to kill the things in here. We could leave that for the priest.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah.
To the library we go.
To the library.
Okay, so aside from the door you guys came in, there are two doors on the southern side. Both of them seem to. One of them is barricaded. It's like the main entrance. And actually, both of them are barricaded. Aside from the door you guys were let in from the green slod. So you have your choice of two barricaded doors. One you would assume leads to the library section, and the other leads back to the foyer. So tell me exactly how you guys proceed.
I think we just, I would say we just clear to the, what we haven't done yet. Because, I mean, then we know for a fact there's nothing else waiting and hiding rather than backtracking.
Sounds good to me. Glitter will walk up to the barricaded library door and cast Divine Sense. Oh wait, no, never mind. That won't work. I'll have to burn a spell. If I just use my featured Paladin Divine Sense, it won't. I can't detect anything behind total cover. So I'm assuming a closed door is considered total cover. I don't have a lot of spell slots left to cast Divine Detect Evil Good, so I'll just start unbarricading the door. I'm just gonna raw dog it.
It takes a bit of time and it is kind of laborious and loud, but it is easily done. You know, several smashed pews, a few chairs, an end table or two, and you have cleared this barricade. The door still remains shut. Tell me how you proceed from here.
Should we just kick this fucker down or go in quietly? What do you guys want to do?
Well, this is to the room we've already been in, yeah? I'd say just open the door.
Wait, have we been in the library?
I thought we were just double checking that this barricade that leads to the foyer doesn't. We were just going to open that, right, and then go into the library. Did I misunderstand?
Well, I thought we were going straight to the library.
Yeah, there is two barricaded doors in this room, not including the door you guys came in. One leads to the foyer, the other to the library.
I agree with Locris. I say we opened the door to the foyer just to make sure that nothing pops out at us since we've already been there. And then we clear the library out and get the fuck out of this temple.
Glader sighs because he realized he unbarricaded the wrong door. Just saunters over to the foyer door and starts tossing pews out of the way.
Renwick just looks over at Locris and says, first his eyes, now his ears. Before you know it, he's going to be useless.
It's the lizard part of him. They really don't have proper ears. Probably got lost with his tail.
Yeah, while he's walking past the group all shamelessly, I'm gonna pickpocket his coin purse.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check there, Logos. Gladier, you can make an active perception check against this if you'd like.
My sleight of hand's not great. I rolled a 19.
Only a 19. I have to roll an 18 or higher in order to catch this.
But your perception's your best skill.
I rolled a 12 for a 13 perception. Oh wait, no, I have advantage. I keep forgetting that because my shield. Nope, that's
It's
only
gonna be
16.
lower.
Yeah. 16 perception.
Logos, as Gladier kind of moves over to the large double doors, the main entrance of this grand chapel room, and begins once again moving, chairs and pews and various end tables that are in various states of disrepair. It is all too easy in this dark room for you to just snatch the coin purse right off his belt.
Logos will kind of toss it to Renwick, and you're right. I mean, he can't see a damn thing.
How's your hearing now, buddy? And he'll just shake the coins in the bag.
It's a natural 1 on perception.
Oh boy.
Even after you shake the coins, Gladier is not aware that they are his coins that he's hearing.
I'm just gonna put those in my pocket for now.
Logos is gonna see Renwick doing that. We're splitting it, right? If we're taking it, we're splitting it, right?
He just winks at you.
I don't know what that means. It's not that, right? Logos starts having a little panic attack.
Well, Gladiator, if you'd be so kind, do you mind unbarricading the correct door?
That's what I was doing.
All right, we'll just open the door up then. And he takes a couple steps back.
Just open the door to foyer.
The door opens inward. It's a large double door. It takes a bit of gumption. And as you open this door, the barricade that was on the other side is the only thing between you and a mass of undulating black vines. You can no longer see the walls, the ceiling, or the floor. These undulating black vines have filled the entire room. As you open the door, they creep towards this barricade and begin consuming it at a rapid speed. This pews and chairs and broken various bits of furniture, and they seem to be intent on coming into the room. At this very second, Gladier, how do you react? Do you close the door or do you run away?
At the fucking door. He slams it shut and then jumps back 10 feet.
I'm surprised you saw it.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
That was a good one.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one, Blade. Very nice.
I'm going to cast Otto's Irresistible Dance on him and close the door behind him.
This is where the villain arc begins.
Time for my arc, bitch. No.
That's why he wanted the crystal in the portable hole.
I snicker as I put the crystal in my portable hole.
Shit. Well, in that case, it looks like we're going to the library.
That was a lot of fucking vines. How are we gonna get out of here? Isn't that the only way out?
Well, maybe there's a book in the library that'll tell us how to fight off evil vines, since Radiance doesn't seem to be working. Or maybe Locris can just walk right through him. He's kind of fucking evil. Maybe they don't smother darkness, you know?
Different type of evil, though.
Yeah, you're the good type of evil. You utilize it to do good things, but you just do it with your own sort of compass. I get you. It used to be like that once.
Should I... Does it sound like the vines are trying to push the door open?
Yeah, are they crawling under the door and shit now, or did they back off when he slammed the door?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Probably not Gladier.
I got you. That's a nat one. Switching dice.
It's a dick pic for you.
That is another not one.
I rolled a 6.
I think I'm laughing too hard at Gladeer jumping backwards.
I feel like he crashes into you or something, blocks your view. You can't. You're
Even
neither
better.
of you are sure.
He falls on top of me, and you just see like hands and feet sticking out from underneath, like the Wicked Witch.
You accidentally tabletopped me.
Can I roll some perception on that too? I was gonna say I was gonna wait till later, but like as we were moving further away, I was gonna see like how the vines were reacting, like the further we were. Since we took the thing.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
$24.
You hear the wet slapping noise on the other side. You're not sure what they are doing on the other side of this door, but they are moving a lot more than you had seen. And taking note of this pit that also has a bunch of these black undulating vines. Blade, the heartbeat kind of undulation that you see seems to get more rapid. The farther you get from the pit, the faster this heartbeat becomes. But as you take a couple steps closer, it begins to slow down a bit. But yes, your proximity seems to be affecting these vines.
Yeah.
Those things
So
are reaching for the crystal.
yeah. There's some wet slapping going on the other side of that door, and it's not good either. And the further we get with this crystal, these vines are becoming a little more aggressive. But if we get closer, they seem to kind of lighten up a little bit.
I wonder if we need to leave the crystal in order for it not to go crazy. Because once we go out there, who's to say those vines won't follow us out into the village?
I agree.
Yeah, maybe we just leave it here, and as long as we clear out all the danger shit. Well,
Well,
other
we
than
know where it is. We tell them to keep the temple off uh, duty, basically. And we have them leave the orc women to keep everybody out. Once we figure out how to destroy it, I mean, we stand a better chance.
yeah, I guess we just gotta fucking leave it here.
I'll kind of, as I'm making my way back to the area, kind of get the portable hole opened up. And I think it's 10 feet down. So I don't exactly know how we're going to get it out. Unless I can throw it on a wall.
Just has to be a flat surface. So yeah, you can put it against a wall if it's 10 feet high and wide.
So yeah, I guess I'm assuming there must be a wall close by.
At least 4 of them for sure.
Perfect. um oh man. Shit. Okay. So yeah. I'm just gonna throw the portable hole right against one of the walls there and open it up.
Yeah, you open it up and you find this crystal wrapped and bound and tied in Gladier's cloak, warm to the touch. You can swear you see a bit of this purplish glow coming through the cloth material here, but alas.
Okay. I guess Gladia, maybe you want to pick this thing up. I don't know if I'm even strong enough.
All right, yeah, I got this. Gonna walk in, grab the crystal, and just take it back to the altar. Hopefully, at least the water not being there anymore will delay the vines a little bit. But yeah, I hope place it back on the altar.
You place it back on the altar, Gladier, but it does not seem to, like before when you grabbed it off the altar. It was levitating ever so slightly, maybe like an inch or so off this altar. It seemed like almost magnetic in a way. As you set this crystal back onto the altar, it just lands with a dull thunk.
Can I try taking off the cloak and wrappings and see if maybe that was interfering with it?
Similar situation. After removing the wrappings and things, crystal lays on the altar with a dull thunk.
Are the vines still going crazy, or have they chilled out a little bit?
They are still undulating, similar to a heartbeat, but you are fairly close to them, within 10 feet or so.
Guys, I think we broke it. It's not going back the way it was. Should I just place it down here and just walk away? Yeah, he'll just, I guess, set it on the altar just so it's sitting there and slowly back away. Yeah, should we?
Gladiator, as you do this, give me a religion check.
What was it? It's 16.
With a 16, you as you step away, you feel like a fizzle of divine energy, but you're not sure where it came from or what it was trying to do. But stepping away from the altar, definitely placing the crystal on the altar and stepping away, definitely caused like a fizzle of some sort of like a divine flash ever so briefly. But alas, you were unsure as to why.
So this thing, like, so am I understanding correctly that like it's like almost like a light source, and whatever it is, this darkness is covering it? Am I just
So it does emit a bit of light. It's got like a faint purple glow to it. But the temple itself, if you recall, is actually surrounded by all of these like undulating black vines as well. There is no, you guys don't really have a light source unless Gladiator has specified. There is only like a low light in the room. This room is just dark naturally. There's no torches, there's no open windows or sunlight or anything. It's just a dark room. But yes, this crystal at various points, particularly with your perception check, little bits of radiant energy seem to just kind of randomly appear in the room, almost as if they are, trying to battle the darkness in some way.
seems like this darkness is trying to cover something, potentially.
So okay. So when I put the crystal down and stepped away, that's when I got like that flash of divine and little tingly spider sense.
Yes, you sensed divine energy from somewhere. You're not sure where or why, but you sense it.
And Blade saw little flashes of light when we were putting it in the hole, the portable hole, the first time?
I believe so.
Yeah, correct.
Do you think this was not a bad crystal and then it got corrupted?
That's the vibe I'm getting.
I wouldn't be surprised. Everything else has been corrupted, basically.
How do I have a way to uncorrupt things?
Logos. At this point in time, you are the recipient of a message spell from your mother. She calls out to you, "Son, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing in that temple, but you better do it quick. Things are getting bad over here. Things are getting bad."
Oh,
You hear the end of her message with the. It is the beginning of the incantation of the fireball spell. Your mother is casting a powerful offensive spell at the moment.
Do we need light? Logos, do you have that light spell?
Mom, can you hear me? What's going on? Do you need us back?
No response.
So we can't open these doors, Gladiator? Alec?
I mean, we can go check on see if the vine's chilled out now that we have the vine back here.
Or we backtrack through the kitchen, see if the vine spread there, or else we have to go through the library, which who knows what we'd walk into in that.
So you see Logus like very flustered. We need to get out of here now. My mother just messaged me. Something's happening. I think Xanathia is being attacked.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
I mean, the divines were already at the doors when we were there before. It'll only be moments before they're in here.
The library. Take us about a minute, kill whatever's in there, and then get through.
Logus is like running towards the library.
Yeah, Renwick's gonna like throw out his tentacle hand, and his rapier summons through the kind of the palm of it. And he'll follow suit.
Um, right before everyone starts running off, or like even as like I'll hang back a second if I need to. But Gladiator's gonna reach out and touch the crystal one more time and try to I don't know, like for lack of a better word, attune to it. Like try and like sense and like delve into it and see if he can get any sort of sense of what like maybe if there's something beyond this darkness that's currently around it.
I will say you can give me an investigation, a knowledge arcana, or a knowledge religion check.
Okay. Arcana investigation are both +5, so I'll do Arcana.
Can I? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see him do this and give him a little bit of inspo.
All right.
Oh, well played, certainly.
And what is that? Deep 8, 10 now?
10 now.
10? Okay, that is a 16 on the die, +5 for 21, +6 for the inspiration for 27 Arcana.
With a 27 Arcana, it becomes clear to you, Gladier, that this crystal is actively oppressing. The magics in this crystal are actively oppressing the magics of the Temple of Farlongen. it would appear that the divine energy is the residue of some sort of something perhaps cast on the temple or by the priests. It would appear that though it is weak and not able to do much, the holy energies of the once holy place of Farlangen are still actively trying to rid themselves of this corruption.
Uh, I don't know what to do. I mean, I guess if everyone's running, he's not going to hang out there for too long. I guess he'll dart after them and just pass that information on. Just like, guys, I know we're on the move now, but the temple's trying to fight back. The whatever divine blessing was put on this temple is pushing back against the corruption, but it's too weak. There's too much darkness in here. I don't know if that helps us at all, but maybe if we can try and get rid of it. I mean, I know that's the whole point, but Temple's trying to push through, it just can't. And
Well, if we get the library cleared, maybe the priest and whatever could come in and dispel magic on the thing. And collectively, all of them might be able to do it. But I don't think right now we have time to worry about that one.
All right, yeah, let's clear this fucking room and get back to Logos's mom so they don't, get all wet, slabby, vined.
So Gladier has definitely cleared the debris, the blockage, away from the door leading to the library. However, it still remains closed. So, tell me how you proceed.
Logos would run and open it.
Logos, you run and open this door, and similar to the foyer, the room is packed to the gills with these black undulating vines. As you open the door, they take the other side of the barrier, and reaching out from inside of these black undulating vines is a red slot. He sees you. He reaches out towards you. He calls telepathically, "Help me!" And the undulating vines take him in such a fury that it actually severs his arm, smashing and gnashing his body in this mass of vines. The entire room is filled all the way through. There is not there's no way through this undulating vines. In fact, as you open the door and he reaches for you, the vines shoot towards you, Logos. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 24 total.
You jump back just in a nick of time. Do you close the door or do you flee?
Is there anything else in this library that catches my eye, like in that split second?
As far as you can see, which is only a few inches into this room, it is packed floor to ceiling, wall to wall, with a mass of undulating vines.
Does there seem to be more vines in this room than any other room?
Both rooms are equally packed very densely with these undulating vines.
I hear undulating vine one more time, I'm gonna crash out. Gladier, maybe did you try putting the crystal on the vines or something?
Oh, no. You don't get to Gladier. Do you run or do you close the door?
I'll run.
As you kind of run, the vines go to enter the room. They seek you guys out as if they are sentient, slowly snaking across the floor in your guys' direction. Not so fast that you can't avoid them, but exceptionally fast considering they're supposed to be plants. They seem to be drawn towards your movements and your sounds. And yeah, these creeping black vines are actively seeking the party.
All right, Renwick's going to immediately take off when he sees them coming into the room, and he's going to bolt to the crystal and try to cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay. Just so that I'm clear, I'm not missing anything. What's the language of Dispel Magic, real quick?
Dropped it in chat. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends.
Okay, go ahead and give me that check.
All right, so my spell modifier is +5. So I'm assuming spellcasting ability is the modifier, not the spell attack. Yes. So modifier is +5. It's a 15.
With a 15, the light dims ever so slightly, and some of the vines recoil rather than snake across the ground seeking the party. They retreat back into the library rather quickly, but they slam the door shut behind them. And then everything returns to how it kind of was. The crystal's light slowly gains its normal purple glow. The throbbing vines in the pit continue to pump at a similar rate of that of a heartbeat. And tell me how you guys proceed.
Well, unless I take a bit of a rest, I'm tapped out on spells right now. It seemed to do something, but I don't think I quite had the magical ability. But at least it stopped the vines for now. Gladier, what's the foyer look like?
It's. I mean, it was about the same as the library. I can go back and look again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If these vines retreated, maybe the other ones did as well.
Okay. I'm gonna go back out and slowly crack open the door to the foyer and see if the vines are still going fucking crazy in there.
Gladier, go ahead and give me a strength check as you go to open this door that you have once opened easily. It seems stuck.
Oh.
Can I seeing as Logus is in a frantic state, can I run and help him, give him the help action?
Absolutely.
Locust is going to help since I have the gauntlets of ogre strength.
Alright, so roll with advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so 16 on the first die and an 8 on the second. Okay, so 16 plus 6, 22.
Gladier, you dig in deep and get a good position, and with the help of your comrades, you pull this door open, and it is difficult. Every inch, it's just not a lot of give. And as you get the door open a crack enough to look inside, you see why. It, once again, the room, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, filled with these undulating vines. They seem to have stuck to the door and are actively resisting you opening it. Though you open it enough to peek outward, the vines do eventually outlast your strength and pull the door shut.
Blade, what about you? Can't you shatter stuff? What if you try to just destroy the door?
Would anybody be offended if I got Logos out of here and then shatter the wall and get the hell out?
No.
No.
Get him to his mom. We'll find a way out.
I'll grab Logos by the arm and cast Dimension Door to get us to the front of outside the front temple.
Does that require line of sight?
No. Because it's up to 500 feet. Most just consider it as being a, what would it be called? You've been there before, so you know what it looks like, sort of deal.
Okay, perfect. You grab Logos, and the two of you bamf out of the room.
Once we get outside, go handle what you got to. I'll see if they get out safely.
Unfortunately for the two of you, bamfing outside was actually not the best course of action. You immediately are swarmed by these vines. Below you, above you, they are reaching out the size of trees. There is no more jungle homeland in this immediate area. You have teleported into a mass of these thick, throbbing vines, and they grab hold of each of you. Both of you guys, go ahead and give me some strength saving throws.
A 22 for Locris.
19 for Logos.
Logos and Locris, you guys are immediately kind of separated by the vines. They split you guys apart. You guys can no longer see each other. Logos, you cannot move at all. And Locris, your movement is exceptionally slow. Though you can seem to overpower these vines, you are moving at 1/4 speed.
I am going to bust out my next giant and start hitting with the radiant blade, just hacking at everything around me.
Okay. As you make a valiant attempt to free yourself, let us turn back to those inside the temple. Renwick, Gladier, Blade Silverstring. How do you proceed? A minute passes, and then 2, and then 3. No signs of your comrades.
Well, we can only hope that that was a good decision and that they got out of here and that Locust will come back for us, right? But in the meantime, is there anything we can do in here? I'm not really seeing another way out. It doesn't seem like it's going to be easy to get through those vines.
Gladia, do you have a means of hitting it with maybe something holy? There's some sort of light trying to come out of this thing. Maybe it just needs aid.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And if not, I'm just gonna blast the fuck out of it, so you better give it a shot.
Alright, yeah, let's he's gonna walk up to the crystal on the other side of the altar. So putting like the altar and the crystal between myself and the vines. So I don't know if they're gonna lash out if I start to attack this thing. So I kind of want something between me. And then I'm going to cast Shining Smite at the 3rd level. So target hit by the strike takes by the strike takes an extra 2d6 radiant damage from the attack. Until the spell ends, the target sheds a bright light in a 5-foot radius. Attack rolls against it have advantage, and it can't benefit from the invisible condition. Damage increased by 1d6 for each spell slot over 2. So I'm doing that 3rd level for 3d6 radiant damage on top of slashing, regular, radiant, improved divine smite. Okay. Yeah, so he's gonna take out his sword, kind of run his hand over the blade and say a silent prayer to Paylor, and it starts to glow that golden light, and then he's just gonna swing down at the crystal as hard as he can.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
All right. That is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, it only had an AC of 8.
Okay, so that is that's 12 slashing damage plus. I'm gonna burn. Oh, shit. A 2nd level divine smite on top of that for extra radiant. Just fucking do it all, I guess. So that's another 3D radiant. Okay, so that was 12 slashing damage and 11, 16, 27 radiant damage for the first attack, and it is now shining a bright light in a 5-foot radius.
And with that blow, Gladier, an amazing flash of white light blinds all of you, even Logos and Locris. As your eyes adjust and you look around, you find all 5 of you in a similar plane, just white, a white floor as far as you can see. It seems like there's maybe a ceiling that is also white, way high above you guys. There's white walls, but they're far, far away. And the lot of you are kind of left in this plane of white. And as you kind of look around, off on the horizon, a humanoid man, far off in the distance, wearing a brown robe, kind of overhand waves at you as he calls out, "Whoa, hey, thank you."
I guess I wave back.
Is that one of the Greys?
Sounds like it.
Rude, not a gray.
Oh, sorry, just the echo. Echo.
Where are we? Who are you? What happened? Are we dead? Did we just die? Did that kill us?
I knew you'd do it.
Is this heaven? I don't know, Beauty. With the things that we've done, I don't know if we'd go to heaven. To be fair.
Wait, Locus, are you here?
He said all 5 of us. I'm assuming I'm here.
Oh, if
Am I
Locris
here?
is here, we're definitely not in heaven, so that's good news.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. First, we get outside, we get grabbed by these fucking tentacles, and now we're here. What the hell did you guys do?
I was out there getting straight molested by vines. They were all up in my business. And I'm assuming I'm dead right now because they were choking the shit out of me.
Sounds like a good time.
Can Glader walk over to this cloaked figure?
Yeah, Gladier, as you kind of make your way over to this cloaked figure, he continues to wave at you happily. But though the party sees Gladier kind of depart, but or at least head in that direction, Gladier, no matter how many steps you take, this person never seems to get any closer.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
Does Gladier get further from us, or does it look like he's doing the walking man?
Yeah, Gladier kind of walks towards this person and he gets farther away from you guys. It looks like Gladier is about reached this person. But Gladier, from your point of view, he is still kind of on the horizon. He's not very close at all, despite you moving towards him.
He's just gonna yell out, "Who are you? Where are we? What? What's going on?"
Well, you've helped. I am the dweller on the horizon. I am Farlong. You have freed my temple and my people from a great darkness, and I will return the favor. I have cured the land, the temple, and the surrounding village of the corruption of one of my darker brethren. Thank you, child of Pelor. I heard your prayer in my temple, and your actions have given me the strength to take it back.
Oh shit! You're a god. I mean, excuse me. Pardon the foul language. But you said your dark brother, and you talking about Nerul? How do you know how far away he is?
I know many roads. Not all are made of brick and stone, but Nerul, he moves in mysterious ways, even to the gods.
Hey, Gladiator, who is it?
That's God. That's Farlongen. He's
He kind of waves to the party, He's like, "Hello, Sands of Justice. I've been watching you all. The God of Roads, at your service."
Logus like stands up. He doesn't know what to do, so he kind of like bows and then just. I don't mean to be rude, but it's my mother sent me a message that said she needed help. I need to get to her.
Worry not, young Master Elf. I have helped her. I have taken this poison on the land, the blessing of Nerul, and rid all of Daanal Wisech of it. Not only have I cured these corruption of the land, but also the people. Your mother and your people are safe, healthy, and happy. For the time being, anyway.
Logus will like drop to a knee and I don't know how I could ever thank you. I mean, this is amazing. Thank you.
Oh, but it is I who should thank you. Many suffer under the watch of Nerul, not all brave enough to go against him. Tit for tat, a favor for a favor. I think that would suffice. I must admit, curing the temples, the local lands, and purifying the local peoples was a bit selfish. Me looking out for my own interests. I would say I owe you one.
Well, it's funny you say that. Really, we actually I need one more favor, and we're trying to get to the Feywild to find my father. It's the whole reason we came to the temple in the first place. We were told that you found a way to get to the Feywild through your temple. We would need to get through there if it's possible. If it's not too much to ask.
Oh, yes. Lagos. He has made many an offering at my temple. It is done. He snaps his fingers, and all of you begin falling through an endless realm of white. And you fall at such a velocity for such a length of time that even those of you who are not accustomed to sleep, such as Logos, all fall into ethereal, kind of paranormal sleep, if you will. And as you guys do such, Renwick, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you, sir.
The fuck you are. That is a 15.
You lucky dog. Renwick, you're the only one of the party who doesn't seem to pass into unconsciousness gracefully. You see, first of all, you're in a dark place, bubbles all around you. You are underwater somewhere, and you see before you this mighty beast, this kraken, several stories larger than even you could imagine. And it does battle. One tentacle is wrapped around a rather large, demonic-like creature. Another couple of tentacles rip a large aboleth into 2 pieces. And the war kind of commences, but your patron seems to be winning. The rest of you, as you guys are kind of lulled into sleep, it is the smell of fresh water, the smell of clean air, fresh grass, flowers, the buzz of bees, the chirp of birds that slowly and gently awakens you. All of you awaken in this manner, aside from Renwick, who kind of just shoots awake in a cold sweat. But the lot of you find yourselves in a meadow, a grassy meadow. A large forested mountain just off in the distance. A small waterfall trickles off of it, and down kind of before your very eyes is a pond or a lake at the edge of this meadow. You guys find yourselves surrounded by beautiful trees. These trees not only grow tall and strong, but the bark of these trees seems to kind of fade in color. It goes from rich, earthy browns to kind of like a dark maroon and red. And same with the leaves. The leaves are green, and they seem to be changing different tints of green, and even a hue or two of blue and purple. These clearly enchanted magical trees make an entire forest that seems to cover a mountain like a blanket, a mountain with a waterfall filling a nearby lake. As you guys kind of stir and look around, many different flowers in this meadow, tulips, daisies, sunflowers, roses. As you kind of look around, you find yourselves kind of awestruck at the scene. One of the most beautiful paintings you could ever imagine. It's as if the world around you is a painting, and you kind of are you're wordless for a moment, out of breath as you just kind of gaze in awe at the beauty of the surroundings around you.
After a moment, Logus is like, kind of taking everything, and then it kind of snaps. Like, damn, I should have told Forlani not right this minute. I really wanted to check in with my mother before we left.
Why do I get the feeling a princess is about to walk out and start singing, and the animals will come flocking to her?
You're looking at him right here, Lucas. As I start running through the meadow.
Logos, as you kind of start going through running through this beautiful meadow, a couple of flowers kind of turn to you. They have tiny eyes and a tiny smiling face, and they call out to you, "Hey, hi there. What's your name?"
Do y'all see this, or did I accidentally inhale some something that's making me trip? Hello, hi. How are you?
I'm great. I'm stuck. Can you help? Help me.
Uh, I want to help, but how do I know that you're not going to hurt me if I do help you?
I would never hurt you, especially if you help me. Can you help me? I'm stuck. I can't move.
Why are you stuck, little flower?
Because I'm a flower.
But if I pluck you, won't you die?
No, but I won't be stuck anymore.
Logus will
Come on,
kind of
Locus. That flower is begging you to pluck it. Pluck it hard.
with Locus's approval, Locus will kind of like tentatively reach out, kind of like unsure, and grab the flower by the stem and tug upwards.
As you pluck this daisy, you pluck it from the ground, and before your very eyes, this once beautiful flower erupts into a large troll, and it looks down upon you, and it proclaims, "Yes, thank you, manling." He reaches for a club at his waist and holds it high, and he proclaims, "Death to the free fairies!" And he begins running in the direction of this forested mountain.
Is this like the fucking third scourge we've unleashed on the plane?
I feel like maybe
What
going.
was the creature that just popped, or that the flower became?
A giant troll that said death to the
Giant
free
troll,
fairies and then
Jesus.
ran off. How big is this troll that we're talking about here?
It's a large creature, so it's somewhere between 10 and 12 feet tall, and it lumbers in the direction of this enchanted forest as it runs through this field. And immediately after that, several dozen flowers kind of perk up to your position, Logos, and they're like, "Hey, help me! Hey, help me too! Hey, help us! Help us! Pick more!"
Maybe if we pick another flower, it'll be something that could kill a giant. And Renwick starts to lean over.
Maybe we leave the flowers alone. I think as we're traveling through the Feywild, we just maybe don't touch anything.
But how do we know that the free fairies didn't imprison these people here and they deserve to be free, Gladiator? As Locus reaches for another flower.
Smack him on the back of the head.
So are we going to fine? Are we going to allow that one to go, or should we kill it?
I think we should just feign ignorance and walk in the other direction.
We don't understand the politics going on. Like you said, maybe the giant is the innocent one and he's getting due justice. Maybe he was a prisoner. I think we have more important things.
Locus makes a fair point. And if
How
nobody
far
stops
is-
me, I'm going to pick up another flower.
It too erupts into this giant green 12-foot troll, and it proclaims, "Thank you, Madling! Down with the free fairies!" And he pulls a stone axe from his belt and continues to lumber, rather, in the same direction as the other troll.
How far
Yep.
is he?
Nope, that's exactly not what I wanted to happen. I was just hoping that maybe we'd pull something different this time, but we should definitely leave. And he just like pats Gladiator on the ass and just starts walking.
How far is the other troll?
I mean, there's a bit of conversation, and he went in a dead sprint, both of them. So, I mean, he's a couple 100 feet at this point, gaining on you, or ungaining? I don't know. Getting farther away.
Are they within? Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna fire an arrow off at one of them, see if they react.
No.
Okay, yeah. Give me an attack roll.
We're gonna die.
We have to find your dad. We can't get
If
going.
I see him doing that, I'm going to cast darkness right in front of him.
Okay, you have to make the attack roll with disadvantage there, Logos.
Can I go back to the White Room or whatever that place was?
First roll was a nat 20. Second roll was a 16 for a 20.
Your arrow lands true. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Oh, I only rolled one. A 6. 6 damage total.
As your arrow flies through the darkness, it does find purchase on the first troll, and he kind of, ow, as he looks back. Manling, I said I wouldn't hurt you. I will have my vengeance one day, but first the fairies. And he continues to run forward.
See, now I think we should kill him for sure. We don't need that hanging over us. We've killed trolls before. This is nothing.
Do you remember why we came to the Pharaoh?
Yes, I do, but I also don't want to condemn a fairy race because of our ignorance.
I think they can handle 2 trolls if they trapped an entire field full of them into flowers.
Do you not know how tiny fairies are, Gladiator?
Yes. I have one.
You have a dead one in your fucking bag of holding.
Logan's kind of like does a double take because he didn't know that.
Well, I wanted a birdhouse, and it wouldn't leave, so it's not my fault. I gave it opportunity.
You
How about
probably
look?
should.
Why don't you pull it out
No.
and see if it's alive, and we can ask it what the deal is with these trolls and fairies.
Locust, please leave the dead fairy body inside the bag of holding until we leave the
I
Pharaoh.
feel like that's a good compromise. If not, I'm gonna chase after the trolls.
Glader's gonna
All
pick
right.
up Logos and like throw him over like fireman carry.
I am going to run away from him because I'm fast. I'm like, oh, he can't catch me. Like ducking under his arms and shit.
I mean, I think it's just going to come down to an initiative roll. Like, Gladier's definitely got the strength, but Logos has the speed. So who gets off first is what is what it comes down to.
Yeah, good luck because I rolled a nat 20 for 30.
Jesus.
Yeah, Logos is in his element, man. I don't think you could catch him. He bobs, he weaves, he ducks, he dives.
I even like jump off your head at one point with the nat 20. I like flip off your face or something. Like run up your tail. Oh, wait, you don't have it. Run up your back, your scales on your back, and flip off you.
Locust is going to pull out the head of vermin and release a raven and try to capture it.
Okay, yeah. Easily done. A raven wouldn't be too hard to capture from your magical hat.
Then pull out the birdhouse from the bag of holding and shake it out, see if anything plops out.
God.
Yeah, so you shake it out. A long dead tiny pixie, kind of crunchy, almost like mummified at this point. He kind of tumbles out, but also several different trinkets that this little fey creature was holding on to. It looks like several birds, the bones of several birds rather, kind of make up most of this guy's furniture. So it's like a small chair and table, and some other various like knickknacks, a bed, even an end table, all made of various bits of bird bones, skulls, whatever, various wing bones and feathers intact in a few places. But yeah, this dead fairy and a bunch of bird bone furniture kind of falls out of this bird cage or birdhouse.
I'm gonna pick up the pixie in my hand. Damn, I need an hour. All right, give me an hour. Then I can do. Oh wait, uh, Logus, I need your Elven speak. I'm gonna cast Speak with Dead on the pixie and wake it up.
It unnaturally seems to regain its breath, breathing raspily, awaiting your questions.
So does the fairy only
What's
speak Elven?
Elven and Sylvan? So,
Oh,
what's up with these troll ogres in the Feywild? Troll giants. Why are they flowers?
Fey curses and tricks are aplenty in the Feywild. I do not know. There could be many of reasons.
what's the beef with the flower trolls and the free fairies?
I repeat the question.
Oh, do you have to ask it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The trolls are enemies to many Seelie and unseelie Fey. But the free fairies are a faction of fairies that do not fall neatly into either category. They wish to be free of courts and crowns.
Okay, it's the libertarian fairies.
They sound pretty cool so far. I'm just saying.
Well, surely they'll have a militia ready to deal with them. So, do you feel better now? Now we can move on?
Ask her if the fairies have the means to take on 2 full-grown trolls.
Are the fairies going to be good against 2 giants? Or are they fucked?
One fairy? Maybe not. 100 fairies? Not a chance.
Yep, they'll be fine.
I mean, unless it comes across a fairy just like picking berries or something and murders it, I guess.
Well, that could also be a hawk, though.
True. All right. Fine. Let the fairy rest or whatever you're going to do with it.
I drop kick the fairy. Put the house away. Okay, so which direction?
That is a good question. I don't really know what to do now that we're here. Um, I have been holding on to this though, just to see. And Logus will pull out his last scroll of sending. I've been holding on to this because, like, one of the parameters, you have to be on the same plane. So I am going to reach out to my father. Dad, it's Logos. I'm here in the Feywild. I've come with friends to try to help you. Please answer if you can.
I am going to roll a dice here. Your message seems to be delivered. However, there is only a single word in response. Who? And then silence.
Well, that sucks. So, guys, apparently my father doesn't know who I am. He just said who, and that's it. So that's a little heartbreaking.
Oh, buddy, I know the feeling.
Maybe he was transformed into a Nell, and that's all he could say right now.
Logus kind of perks up. You know what? That is a good, possibility there, Locus.
Maybe we should ask that dead pixie where the Seelie and Unseelie courts, habitate.
Well,
Maybe
I'm just saying, Gladier, we do know where the free fairies are. That could be a place to start for information. And we do have, a good idea of which way to go.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. Maybe they'll be able to. I mean, we need to find someone local here to figure out, see if maybe someone has seen or heard of your father and his dragon he was hunting.
I mean, and if we show up out of nowhere and save these fairies, and Locust will do the quotation things, I think they'll be more inclined to help us. They don't have to know that we released those trolls.
Oh, there was no we. There was you.
And Renwick. Throw them under the bus.
Well, I guess did we follow the trolls?
Before we head off, can I take a look around? And I'm not sure how long it's been since, my father came into this realm or the dragon. Can I look around just to see if there's any kind of tell at all of which way maybe the dragon went or my dad's party? Like any kind of signs maybe that they've left like little signs on trees on how to get back to this point or something.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
The fucking dice always tell a story in itself. I rolled a nat 1.
Unfortunately, as you kind of look around, though you're a druid and a ranger upbringing, and these are beautiful plants and pristine specimens, you're not really familiar with any of the species. A lot of these species of plants are just foreign to you. They have odd colors or shapes or flowers that you've never seen before. Kind of taken aback by the beauty of the realm, but alas, you do not see any evidence of your father nor this shadow dragon.
Okay. Before we head out, one last idea I'm going to throw at you. Seeing as these flowers may have been here for a while, what if we pluck one more troll and before he runs off, we surround him and see if they know information since they could have been here when everything went down.
Something tells me those trolls aren't going to be very inclined to talk to us.
Let me put it this way. How about you offer to release another troll if they answer your questions, since they seem to be able to talk as a flower?
Sure. Okay, I forgot about that. So I guess we'll go to a flower that's kind of closest to where we popped in.
Hi, help me. Pick me. Help.
Hey, little buddy. I mean, you saw how we picked your other two friends, right?
Yeah, me too. Me next. Let's go.
Logos would kind of like pet his petals. I would love to pick you too, but I just need to know, did you see any other people that looked like me come through here?
I'm going to roll an insight check real quick. Not great considering for a flower or a troll. I'll help you if you help me. If I tell you, you'll pick me?
Oh, of course I'll pick you. I mean, look at us. We've already picked two of you. Well, why wouldn't I pick you? I mean, you're such a good-looking flower.
If you promise to pick me, I'll tell you.
Yes, of course I'll pick you.
No, I haven't seen either one. Pick me, pick me.
Inside check on the flower.
At that moment, Renwick just takes his rapier and instead of plucking the flower, he just slices the petals off of it. The intrusive thoughts of one.
Can I insight check him before he slices him?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
It's a 27 total.
Seemed genuine enough before Renwick carves up this flower.
Now, I didn't want to have my friend do that. You're not lying to me, are you?
Ow! That hurt! No! No.
What about a big dragon? Have you seen a big dragon? And now think before you answer, because if you lie to me, he's gonna cut you at the stem. And that'll be that.
You promised to pick me if I told you, and I told you. Now you gotta pick me.
I don't believe you. What about the dragon? Did you see the dragon? I feel like you're lying to me because you just want to be plucked.
Logos, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God. That's what happens when you argue with flowers. You say Constitution?
Correct.
That's a 9 total.
Logos, before all of your very eyes, becomes a daisy. He shrinks down into the ground and is now a flower.
Can I speak?
You can speak, but you have none of your abilities or equipment.
Hey, pluck me. Gladiator, I know you want to pluck me.
When you make promises in the Feywild, you gotta keep them. Now you're stuck with us. Pick me, pick me. He turns to one of your other comrades.
This seems fitting. This makes sense.
Okay, so should we move on or?
Why y'all turning around? Pick me.
Locust will go over and pluck Logos.
And with that, Logos returns to his former self. Minus whopping 4 hit points from the plucking, Logos. It hurts, but you do return back to your former self.
Remember, I just saved you, so you owe me a life debt. And Locust will turn and walk away.
And I witnessed it.
None of you other ones could have plucked me. None of you would have made me owe you anything. Gladiator, I called for you, and you didn't come.
Sorry, I got distracted by all these other daisies.
He's how bad his hearing was.
There's only one daisy that should matter. Locust with tears in his eyes. Renwick, please cut down this flower.
Maybe you. I mean, last
I already
time.
fucking tried. I thought knocking his petals off would be like beheading him, but apparently that doesn't work in the Feywild either, so he just steps on it.
He cries out from under your boot. Ow! That hurts!
Oh god, he's still alive! And so he stabs it with the rapier.
Man, you guys are fucked up. This hurts. What are you doing?
Oh, for fuck's sake. And he just kind of cross slashes. He'll chop the stem.
With a labored effort, you do manage to kill this flower.
Oh god. At least the voice has stopped.
Once it dies, it does revert back to its troll form, and it is in several pieces. Arm here, leg there, hand there, head over there.
Well, it does appear that my theory worked, just not the way I had initially thought.
Okay, so
We should set fire to the whole meadow.
Jesus Christ.
Blade,
No.
you particular have a particular ear for music. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Ooh.
Now, Logus, that is very cruel. How about we set a campfire, a small one, and leave it unattended next to some dry sticks and grass? Then, if nature takes the course and happens, that's not on us.
18 on that.
Blade is enough. As you know, your comrades are talking to flowers, plucking flowers, etc., stomping them to their inevitable doom. You hear a pleasant melody on the wind. It sounds like a flute, and it appears to be coming from the opposite direction in which the trolls have ran.
Everyone, do you hear that? Quiet.
Logan's just still arguing about the flowers. What?
Is that a flute?
It's beautiful music. I haven't heard anything like this.
Does anybody else get a bad feeling about this? Like, the trolls are running toward the fairies, and theoretically the fairies are a little bit more intelligent than the trolls, so perhaps they've got information. All of a sudden, something calls for us from the opposite way. Feels like a bit of a
Is it
trap.
calling? Is it calling for us, or is someone just playing a flute? Like the two don't. We don't. It doesn't necessarily know we're here.
Well, it's hard not to be suspicious in the
just-
Feywild. I mean, you plucked a fucking flower, and now there's trolls attacking fairies. So it's
I
really
was
anything's
turned
on the table
into
here.
a flower. Renwick, I was. That was literally a flower. That was so weird.
Yeah, what did that feel like?
It felt freeing, but also I felt stuck. Like it was nice being able to feel the breeze as the flower and the sun. But also, I hate that I couldn't move. So confusing.
Blade's gonna just kind of start making his way towards that music. I've never heard anything like this.
Glider's
Oh,
gonna
whatever you
follow
do, don't
Blade.
go alone. And Renwick will follow closely behind.
Yeah, Glider's following Blade. He's not leaving him alone out here.
Okay, yeah.
I guess we're all moving.
All right. So as you guys kind of make your way towards this melody, it is beautiful and on the breeze, it seems, and you guys kind of leave this meadow full of flowers. The flowers part out of your way as best they can as you guys kind of make your way. You find yourselves traveling alongside a stream in this like magical forest. These rich colors, and you guys notice that everything is almost like perfectly manicured. You watch a leaf fall from the one of these trees and drift to the ground, and as it touches the ground, it poofs. It's gone. There's no like foliage or anything. Just a beautiful, well manicured forest, it seems. And it is early morning here in the Feywild, and as you guys kind of make your way down this creek to this beautiful music, you come upon 5 dryads. These women, very elf-like features, but also very nature-like features. Their skin very much resembles the bark of a tree. Their hair seems to be, leaves and things. Their gowns are other natural elements. A wreath of flowers and things like that. And they are. A couple of them are kind of splashing and playing in the water while one plays a flute. They, as you guys kind of make your way, one perks up. She notices you. She's like, "Whoa!" And she calls to the others, and the flute playing stops, and they just kind of gaze at you, and they cock their head and kind of curiously observe you, and they're, "Hi." Hello. Come hither.
Hello, ladies. Logan starts walking towards the waters.
As you guys kind of, as you approach Logos, some of these dryads, they kind of like stare, like gawking at you. They're like, "Oh, wow! You're not from here. You're from the material world. Amazing." They get close to you and they begin to touch you. They touch like your chest. They inspect your hair. They're like, what are you doing here? Where are you from? Are you from the material world? What is going on here? Amazing.
Yes, we're from the material world. We're kind of a big deal over there. We're known as the Sands of Justice, an adventuring party that's saved the world countless times. No big deal.
Their eyes go wide and they're, "What? Wow, really adventurous? Oh, that's amazing." One of them kind of steps up to you. She's like, I'm Jen. Nice to meet you. Should we call you Sands of Justice, or do you have anything more formal you'd like to be known by? She kind of bats her eyebrows and blushes a bit.
Vader's gonna just take a few steps forward, just so he's standing like about 5 feet behind Logos. Not saying anything, not doing anything, just kind of keeping an eye on what's happening, but also staying kind of close.
As you approach, you get the same reaction. Like their attention span is like that of a goldfish almost. As you kind of approach, they're like, "Oh, wow, another from the material plane. Are those scales? Oh my god!" And they kind of like they're impressed. They are curious about your armor and one of them counts all your fingers. The other one just kind of like inspects your gear. And once again, the one that introduced herself as Jen, she kind of comes up to you and she says, "Wow, amazing! You guys are just like living your life. This is incredible. Welcome to spring."
Uh, yeah, yeah, we're just, here on a little mission of sorts looking for our friend's dad.
I mean, we're all on our own missions in a sense, right? Wow. Looking for your father. That's heroic.
Yeah, and y'all wouldn't happen to have seen another elf that looked like me come around here just some time ago. Logus is like really enjoying the filling up that they're doing.
I would say Blade will try to make his way up and get some of that action.
Blade, you kind of get the similar treatment. They're like gawking over you, particularly your instruments. Like, "Are you a musician? Wow." Jen kind of calls back to you, Logos. I mean, we see elves all the time. Some of them kind of look like you, I guess. But, they're coming and going. They're always busy, they don't like to chill like us. They kind of turn their attention back to Blade. They look at your lute and things, and they're like, "Wow, a musician, amazing. Hey, you seem like a guy who likes to party. Do you like to party?"
Oh, well, that's my middle name, actually. I mean, I dabble in music. I'm not the best.
Do you want to party with? You guys want to hang with us and chill? You guys want to hang out and maybe party a little bit?
It's funny you say
I
that
mean,
because
everyone.
Blade's middle name is Party, and my name's Chill. My middle name's Chill, and we like to party and chill all the time, don't we, Blade?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, we do. Yeah.
That's like amazing. Jen and another one of these dryads take a small tab of something from their pockets, from this like very leafy, almost like a fanny pack type of situation. They place this tab on their tongues and they French kiss each of you deeply, passing this tab to you. Each of you roll me 2d6.
I'm also like this whole time, I've been trying to like stay within within the 5 to 7 feet of my friends who are around these dryads. So like if the dryads are like getting close to Blade and getting close to Logus, I'm kind of like hovering around them. Just
Okay, for sure.
Gladier's like a parent at a concert. I rolled a 5 and a 3 for
2 6s. This is probably gonna be bad.
You're gonna have to re-roll one of those.
How about a 2?
Okay, perfect. Let me double check here real quick. Skadoosh. Okay, so Logos with a 5 and a 3. Your wisdom score shoots up to 30. Your sense of divine and your knowledge of nature, your sense of awareness, your common sense, and things like that, you were just like overwhelmed. Your ability score shoots to 30 in this moment as you are just like flooded with a wild of information that you just never had as your brain races, Logos. Also, your constitution score drops to 1. Though your mind is racing, your knees are weak, you feel a bit queasy, you struggle to breathe and remain upright. Just existing in this moment seems difficult, but your mind is just wildly racing. Blade, at this moment, your charisma shoots to 30. You just have a glow about you. Your skin is more supple, your hair flows a certain way, your eyes are brighter, your teeth are whiter, the sound of your voice just flows. It is an amazing experience. However, your dexterity plummets to 1. You are uncoordinated, uncapable. You're tripping over your own feet. You're finding it hard to even just plant yourself. Standing becomes difficult just because you feel off balance. You're exceptionally uncoordinated in this moment. Gladier, Jen turns to you and she says, "Hey, do Dragonborns like to party?"
I've never understood how beautiful nature is. You can hear the wind talking to you, Gladier. The trees have stories from a millennia ago if you just listen.
You guys, he gets it.
Yeah, ladies, this has been fun, but I think we should get heading on our way.
Gladier, my dad's been here for I don't know how. He ain't going nowhere, baby. He don't even remember me, man. Let's just chill with these babes, man. Right, Blade? Yeah,
Loafers,
man.
help.
Time moves
Now,
slow here, right? Am that right?
I mean, it's a little hard to breathe, but man, I understand the world in a way that you job turkeys couldn't even fathom, baby. Logris, I feel like you would love this stuff, man.
Blade's gonna turn to
Yeah.
some of the dryads and just be like, "Do any of y'all want to play some music?" And pull out his lute.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're ecstatic at you, like pulling out your lead. Like, oh man, this guy gets it. Jen turns to Renwick and Locris. Don't be shy, fellas. Come and hang out. You guys want to party too? There's plenty to go
Real
around.
quick, I think Blade should have to do a dexterity check with that one score to see how well he can even move his fingers to play.
It's just bar chords, man. It's easy.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Go ahead and give me we'll call it just a dex check to see how nimble your fingers really are.
For the score 1, I believe it's a -4 modifier.
I do believe so.
With seeing Blade pull out the lute and the other one's getting on the flute, Logis will pull out of his pack. I've had this the whole time. I've just never used. I have a hand drum that I'm proficient in, and I'll just like start tippy tapping on my little hand drum along to the music.
Actually, one of my weapons I have, or not weapons, tools I have, is a hand drum as well. So I'll pass my hand drum out to maybe one of the other dryads.
She happily takes it. He gets
11.
it. With an 11 Blade, I think should you make a performance check with an instrument, you're going to have to make it with disadvantage. It's rough. It's difficult to maneuver your fingers around this particular instrument, regardless of which one it is.
All right,
I mean,
performance.
since I didn't lose my dexterity, could I like use the hand drum to like help him find the beat a little bit and like give him some or like a help action?
Yeah, absolutely. Give him the help action for sure.
So it'll be like a straight roll.
Just with straight up disadvantage is 25 on performance.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, yeah. Even being crippled in this moment, you're plucking the wrong string. You just can't seem to hit the right chord for whatever reason. But you have mastered the onstage mishap, and you kind of pull off quite a pleasant melody. And a couple of these dryads just begin to bob and sway. One plays her drum that you've given her in unison with you. And they just kind of they're like, oh my gosh, you guys are like amazing. You guys who would really like to meet you guys, the King of Spring. You should definitely stop by. He's like pretty great. He likes to chill all the time.
Well, it's about time the King of Spring meets the King of Swing. That's all I got.
Yeah, for sure. They kind of turn to Locris and Renwick. Do you guys want in on this? You guys want to party and hang out? It's like such a nice day.
Well, leader, hospitality is appreciated, but I'm afraid I'm not really up for a party. I keep it straight these days.
You know what? That's stoic, and you do you. Like, really, that's like respectable and like noble. Amazing.
Sorry, I don't engage in things like that. I only take some of Mother Nature's natural supplements, and that's when the spirits speak to me.
Whoa, like, that's pretty incredible in and of itself. Like, amazing. You guys really should meet the Spring King. Like, he would totally dig you guys.
Like, where is the Spring King?
Just around the bend there. She gestures to the river that, or the small creek you guys were following. Not far. He's got to keep just a stone's throw away. Let's go introduce our new friends, you guys. And they kind of look to each other and then back to you guys. You want to come with us? I mean, he's pretty chill.
I
I
hardly
would
reckon
like
I
to
could
get
stand it.
rest first. I mean, after all, we should be cleaned up and refreshed before we meet royalty. That'd be major disrespectful otherwise.
Oh my gosh, you were like so thoughtful, for sure. And she, with a wave of her hand, she manipulates the water in the creek to kind of just rise up out of it, and a small stream of water rises and falls, similar to that of like a shower, rises over your head and kind of trickles downward. She's like for sure, totally help yourselves.
Douglas will get himself cleaned up if it could count towards a short rest.
Oh, absolutely. You guys take, I'd say 30 minutes or so to kind of take a breather, take a short rest, essentially. And yeah, these dryads are happy to play music and chat you guys up. They're pretty amazed with you guys in general. And after about 30 minutes or so, the effects of their party drugs seem to wear off. Your attributes return to normal, Blade and Logos.
That was wild.
Where can we
could
get
your-
more of that?
I could literally like hear the wind talking. The trees were speaking to me. It was very enlightening, to be honest.
No, I was watching you when I was riffing, and it looked like you were just looking into beyond just life. You were just talking.
I think with like a 30 score, like Logan's like saw things and like understood things that he didn't know were possible. So he kind of gets emotional in this moment, kind of missing that. I did. I felt like I was truly one with nature in that moment, and it kind of sucks that it's gone.
I mean, we've got nothing but time. We can just let's go hang out with the Spring King. This is our regular day-to-day activities. You guys are like amazing. I think you guys will fit in well here.
Logos would kind of step side with Blade and Blade. I don't know about you, but I've never been with a creature from another plane here. Are we gonna try to swing this, or like, what's the move? You just want to move on? I mean, I'll follow your lead. But you kind of have the way with the ladies. You know?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've never myself also been with another creature of a different plane, but I mean, it doesn't really happen too often. I mean, how often can you really say that you went to the Fey realm? And
I didn't want to say that, but like, I mean, for real, if like, I feel like it's a missed opportunity. I feel like these ladies here are kind of down. I feel like they should kind of jump at this opportunity here. Spring King, we could meet him later. You know what I mean?
my better judgment is saying we should probably go see the Spring King. As much as I'd really love to stay here.
Technically, the other three can go see the Spring King. You can keep partying. Whatever you feel is best. Like my judgment's kind of cloudy right now.
Blade's gonna kind of look at the rest of the group and be like, do you guys need us?
Yeah, I mean, would y'all mind if we like stay here and like party with the Dryads for a little bit, you know.
I mean, 5's a lot of people to just show up at once.
I mean, you know, and then from a tactical standpoint, you know, we don't want these Dryads and the Spring King in one location. You know, me and Blade can keep these, you know, occupied here while y'all see what's what around the corner there. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like setting up an ambush.
Yeah, about that. And I grab a Blade by the ear and twist it and start pushing him towards the bend.
No, we'll be back.
Well, we're
I
gonna
know
have
Locust like that.
Ah,
All right. Let's see this painting.
You guys will totally dig him. He's super chill. And as these dryads kind of begin leading you down around the next creek bend, I think that is probably a good spot to put a bookmark in our tale, fellas.
ooh,
Sounds good.
this place is wild.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Feywild.
I feel great about the Feywild so far.
Dude, I fucking love it.
You've been here for like 5 minutes.
It's definitely gonna fuck us over.
Yeah, I need to figure out what Locris knows about Feywild and Feyrealm and what Chris knows.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we need to maybe at the start of next session, we just sit down and powwow. What do we all know about the Feywild? Because I know a lot, but not as much.
Logus and Blade are gonna be after some Dryad strange. That's all I know about.
That's pretty much. Getting
So
some
Sean,
intel.
yeah, Sean, prep down your notes.
It was already pre-written. I kind of knew.
Yeah, I mean, it was dead giveaway. He probably looked at all five of us and were like, "Who are the two most likely?" and hit the nail on the head with that one.
I knew Blade, but Logos was a happy bonus.
Yeah, our time in the Feywild can only go poorly.
It doesn't help there.
They're gonna end up being like the daughters of some fucking god, and we're gonna piss them off because you guys are gonna deflower them.
Or
Dude, that's even better.
exactly, or the god will be happy that, you know, his daughter met a powerful, you know, adventurer.
I mean, we've already made enemies in the short time we were here.
Yeah, Jesus.
Those free fairies survived that troll attack. They're going to come after Logos.
They don't know that I was the one that let him go. I'm hoping.
Okay.
To be, hey man, Renwick let go of Troll too. Why are we just glossing over that?
Well,
That was pretty blatant.
your arrow is stuck in the back of one of them.
It's not my
That's
arrow.
fair.
I
Yep.
don't shoot
Yep.
arrows.
You are actually the only person in the party that uses a bow and arrow, so that is kind of a dead giveaway.
I will throw my bow and arrow at Renwick the second I see a troll. Ah, dude, I am looking forward to next session. It's gonna get wild here.
Yep.
Jeez.
We've been here for 5 minutes and already encountered a shit ton of fuckery.
We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Yep. This is not a good place for us to be. We're too wacky. This is where Sean gets us back for all our crazy fucking antics.
You mean the cartoons being released into Cartoon World?
I mean, Blade might have a pass, but if you guys do recall, there was a situation in Loot Drop where you guys absolutely fucking whomped me in my trolls. So revenge is near.
I do recall that.
Yeah.
Listen, I had nothing to do with that. I'm just here for a good time.
Yeah,
I
Will was just a
fucking-
spectator back in those
I
days.
always forget that Will hasn't been here from the beginning, dude.
Yeah, he just spectated
Yeah.
the last session or last couple sessions maybe.
It was
The
literally
last
the last
one.
session.
Yeah. Oh
Here I
man,
am.
it's been a long time.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna get out of here for the evening, but keep in touch on the socials and let's do this crazy thing again soon, huh? I'm still not done trying to kill you guys, so we'll figure that out.
All right, gentlemen.
All right.
See you
Catch
next
you
time.
out.
Good night.
Good night,
Sounds
guys.
good, fellas. Later.